Alrighty, guys, here we go. 15, I think. Dodge Challenger. Okay, she said it stopped driving on the road. Now, I've already came out here and did some preliminary inspection. In fact, I went back to my vehicle to get some starter fluid. This is starter body cleaner, but it can act as liquid fuel. And my goal here is to spray this in here. First of all, let me show y'all what's going on. Okay, when you got a car that just stalls out while you're driving, that could be some of anything. But let me tell y'all something, guys. This is one reason why I advocate for going head on and replacing your fuel pump at, how many miles on this? 181. I'm a 150,000 mile guy. If you got 150,000 miles on your car and your electric fuel pump, which about 98% of the cars have now, they all have electric fuel pump motors. Those are motors, guys, meaning you need 12 volts and ground for those to operate. I'm not talking about the motor that's under your hood. No, that's the engine. I'm talking about the fuel pump motor. All right. In my opinion, I'm talking about me. I can only speak for me, JT the car guy. I think you should replace that regardless if you have any problems out of it or any drivability issue. You should replace your fuel pump at 150,000 miles. Okay. I've seen them go 200,000 miles. This one went 180. I've seen one go 160. All right. So I just brought it down to 150 to keep it, at a safe point. All right. Because the last thing you want is your girl or your wife or your significant other, hell, even you, to end up stranded. This is a terrible feeling, guys. You don't get to go no more when your fuel pump stop. All right. It's not like you get to chuckle right along till you get to the next gas station. No, you're done. That's it. Kaboom. Stop. And then all of a sudden, you got to whip out your cell phone, call for help. All right. So to avoid that, I suggest, again, my opinion, you replace your fuel pump right at 150,000 miles. All right. That's what I think wrong with this. In fact, let's go over some of the steps I took to lead me to that conclusion. Foot on the brake. Oh, that time alone. Damn, okay, stop. Whew. All right, so y'all saw that long crank time. Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds like a lack of fuel presence, all right? Lack of fuel pressure, whatever you want to call it. It ain't no gas getting to the damn engine. How's that? All right, so what I proposed doing was verifying just that. So like I say, I went and got some, we're gonna call it starter fluid. My goal here is to spray in here. I'm gonna simulate fuel. You need fuel in your throttle body. That's what that's how the injectors come into place. You need fuel in here in order to ignite. When the spark plugs fire off, you need fuel in there to ignite. If there's no fuel coming through the fuel rail like it's supposed to, you're not gonna start. If you have no fuel in your fuel rails, it gets fed by the fuel pump. So if the fuel pump has failed, you're not gonna get any fuel in your fuel rail. All right. So now let me spray some of this down here. In fact, I'm gonna open this throttle blade and spray some more. All right. Now let's go see if it starts. If it do, it's gonna shut off in about 2 seconds because it's gonna run out of that liquid fuel that I just sprayed in there. All right, here we go. There you go. It start, and guess what? It died. You know why? Because it ran out of fuel that I sprayed in them. All right, now one could be led to believe that the fuel pump is bad. Now, guys, I'm gonna say this on record because it would be irresponsible of me to not say it. I suggest you take your butt to the rear of your car. This is a Dodge Challenger. Your fuel pump is under that seat. I suggest before you condemn the fuel pump, pull the connector and verify that there's 12 volts and ground going to the connector. If there is, then yes, the electrical motor part of the fuel pump is simply not working. At that point, you need a fuel pump. If you're not getting 12 volts or ground, 2 pin connectors, blue and red is 12 volts, black is ground. If you're not getting 12 volts or ground, that's why your fuel pump not running. So be careful just automatically assuming you need a fuel pump. In fact, the security alarm system could disable fuel and you not even know it. technically this car should be scanned, all right? But fuel pressure is technically not monitored. You're never gonna see a code that says fuel pressure low or low fuel pressure. Now the newer cars, they starting to implement fuel pressure sensors. Okay, but all this old stuff, yeah, it was too risky for them to tie in a fuel pressure sensor into a fuel rail. That's what the reasoning is behind it, because you can start a fuel leak and then of course start a fire. So they never gave you a fuel pressure sensor. It would have been nice, helpful for diagnosis, okay, especially intermittent problems, but it just never happened. So you deal with the hand you're dealt. How's that? All right. But like I say, before you condemn that fuel pump, verify that you're getting 12 volts in ground. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to not push this in just yet. I'm going to see if they want to buy the fuel pump. I'm going to check that power supply I just mentioned off record. Okay, I don't have time. I don't like these videos to go over 10 minutes long. So I'm going to do that off camera, but I'm suggesting to you to do it. I'm going to do it later, as in when I shut this film down, and then sell my fuel pump. That way we got to start there. Oh, look like coolant trying to seep through there. Yeah, I need to get this in the air and check this thing over. How's that cooler looking? It look like that cooler been replaced. Yeah, so we're gonna get her running. We're gonna start there and we're gonna go from there. All right, guys, that's all I have. Remember what I said, JT the car guy, 150,000 miles, damn it. You might want to look into getting that fuel pump replaced. The last thing you need, fellas, guys, hear me out. Last thing you need is for your girl to call you and tell you her car quit. Oh, that is the most terrible feeling in the world. Okay, and imagine she on a 4-lane, 5-lane freeway, expressway, in the far left lane or in the far lane where ain't no exits. Like she can't get over. It's too late because her fuel pump decided to cough out. Now, a lot of y'all gonna say Chrysler sucks. Yeah, because a car has a bad part on it that failed, some of y'all will still, even though this car got 180,000 miles, some of y'all would still say that's premature. Mike P, one of the main, he guilty of this all the time. Mike P don't give a damn if your car got 300,000 miles. Your part should not be bad. Some of y'all like that. Some of y'all think the fuel pump is a piece of junk because it failed. No, some of y'all think the brand Dodge a piece of junk. Look, came in on a tow truck dead. That's because the fuel pump died, fellas. The fuel pump lived this life. Its lifespan is now over, okay? We all got a lifespan to us. Hell, we gonna croak one day. You just never know. That fuel pump, I'm out of here at 180. In my opinion, it did good. But no, some of y'all just think parts ain't never supposed to fail. And y'all will blame the Dodge sucks. No, the fuel pump failed. You guys be killing me, but I love y'all, man. Y'all my peeps, all right? Keep them comments coming. I read them all, and I try to reply to all of them. Some of them get a little out of hand. I don't care. Y'all know me. I got thick skin. Ain't nothing you can say to piss JT on. Let me shut up. All right, that's all I got, man. Let me get out of here. Thanks for tuning in, guys.